Hey, everyone. Welcome to Reunification Strategies for Professionals. I'm Dorsey Pruder, the CEO and founder of the Conscious Co-Parenting Institute. And today I want to share with you some strategies on creating reunification plans for alienated parents. And as you might be aware, trying to create a tailored solution, focused reunification plan, and ultimately reuniting families is a major problem for many therapists and family law attorneys, parenting coordinators worldwide. And the family reunification space is absolutely filled with a lot of hype, a lot of empty promises, a lot of reunification therapists, which isn't a real form of therapy. And a lot of families are stuck in overwhelm and frustration, and a lot of therapists, who I believe are good people who get into the helping field, are stuck in a space of not really providing a solution. And not because they're bad people again, but because they don't really have a plan. They don't know how to solve things from A to B, right? They're really just sort of shooting in the dark, hoping that something will work. And a lot of parents find that reunification therapy, which is now shape-shifted in some areas into conjoint therapy, has really been a struggle for them. And the therapists are frustrated and stuck. A lot of people are getting out of the business, leaving parents even more strapped in the struggle. And so I want to talk with you today a little bit about the key elements of a successful reunification plan. And a lot of people in this space are challenged with developing this, and they're not sure how to get out of the overwhelm. And so if this sounds like you, then you're in the right place. In all of my experience serving and talking with therapists and families stuck in this family dynamic, a lot of the professionals struggle with the pain of being overwhelmed and stuck and unsure of what to do. And I want to share with you a little bit about the intervention architect and how it actually works. So the first thing that the clients that work with us that are on this path to help families is to really create a reunification plan. And it's crucial to determine the specific needs of each family member. So alienation can be a traumatic experience for everyone involved, and it can cause lasting emotional damage. And if it's not handled correctly, it can escalate very quickly. So when we take the time to understand each person's unique situation, we can create a plan that addresses their individual needs and helps them heal. One reason why we need to determine individual needs is it's important that every family member has a different experience and emotion related to the alienation. For example, children may feel abandoned or rejected by one parent, while the other parent may feel unfairly accused of wrongdoing. And each person's emotional state must be taken into account when we're designing a reunification plan. So children who've been alienated from one parent require additional support and guidance during the reunification process. And they may need help processing their feelings about the situation, rebuilding trust with their beloved parent. And on the other hand, parents who've been alienated may require assistance in managing their own emotions and learning new communication skills to rebuild the relationship with their beloved children. And then the alienating parent, they may need help and support regulating their emotions and understanding how to have a healthy attachment with their child and the separate personness, right? Personhood. And when we understand each person's specific needs, it allows us to tailor our approach accordingly. Some individuals may respond better to certain types of therapy, some respond better to coaching, and some are able to open up without fear or judgment or retribution while others may feel like they can't trust anyone. So when we're creating a reunification plan, it requires careful consideration of each family member, their unique situation and emotional state. And when we take these factors into account, then we can design our approach and we can help ensure that everyone feels heard and supported throughout the difficult process. Then next we have to formulate a reunification plan that engages all members of the family. While it's crucial to determine the specific needs of the family and what each family member needs when we're creating the reunification plan for alienated families, every individual has their own unique set of circumstances and experiences and emotions that need to be taken into account so that we can create that effective plan. The success of reunification largely depends on how well it addresses the individual needs of each family member as well as the family as a whole. So throughout the assessment of each family member's needs, also we can help identify any potential roadblocks or challenges that could hinder the progress towards successfully reuniting. So by addressing these issues up front, it becomes easier to develop a comprehensive plan that really takes into account everyone's unique circumstance. So a reunification plan needs to engage all members of the family, and this helps ensure buy-in from everyone involved. And if you don't have a plan that includes the alienating parent and healing for them as well, you don't have a solution. This is a whole family problem, requires a whole family solution. And when all the individuals feel heard and included in the decision-making process, then they are more likely to commit fully to making positive changes happen. So involving all parties can help prevent further division within the family by ensuring that no one feels left out or excluded from the very important discussions. Overall, determining individual needs and engaging all members of the family during the reunion process is critical for achieving long-term success. So when we engage all members of the family in the reunification process, it is also essential that we have more than one person involved on our treatment team. So if you are a mental health provider or you're a coach, you want to have somebody else that you're working with so that in case the family can't work together, like you're dealing with extreme levels of alienation, then you have somebody on the team that's supporting one parent and somebody supporting the other parent. So when one or more individuals are excluded from the discussions and the decision making, it can lead to feelings of resentment and distrust among the family members. And in any key parent or family members, if they're left out of the conversation, the parents, about the goal or the expectations for reunification, it results in misunderstandings and disagreements down the line. So to avoid these issues, it's important to involve everyone who will be impacted by the reunification plan from start to finish. Now you might be saying, well, alienated parents never get involved. And, what I know to be true is that most people doing reunification therapy are spending a lot of time with one person in the dynamic, either the targeted parent or the child or them individually, or the child with the alienating parent, and you're creating a divide because there's no plan. So you have to have a strategic plan. Everybody needs to be on the same page, even if they don't agree. So in some situations, you're going to have severe alienation that's going to require child protection. We'll talk about that in another live later, but at this point, I'm talking about the architecture of the intervention process. And the last step of that is learning how to implement evidence-based reunification techniques. So reunification does not happen in a vacuum. And our reunification coach certification offers evidence-based plans and protocols that provide clinicians, both mental health providers and coaches, with an easy to follow formula that ensures that all family members' needs are being met during the challenging times. And through our program, professionals learn how to assess each person's unique situation and develop a comprehensive plan that takes into account their emotional well-being as well as practical considerations in financing and living arrangements and and how you set up your environment for reunification. And with this, you approach families from a different perspective, from the mindset of a whole family problem, whole family solution, and the belief in their ability to implement new skills. Families have access to specialized care that's tailored specifically towards their situation, will increase their chances of successful reunification. We've been reuniting families since 2006, and as a successful reunification coach and leading provider of reunification really globally, our programs have been court ordered all over the world. And some people have concerns about coaching versus therapy. And the truth is, I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach, and I've been qualified as an expert in reunification in many courtrooms around the world. My programs have been court ordered as well. And the truth is, there's no such thing as reunification therapy. And some courts are trying to be clever and rename it things like conjoint therapy. So the same people that used to call themselves reunification therapists are now calling themselves conjoint therapists. But the truth is, there's no such thing as reunification therapy. There's no therapeutic model, and that is a failed model. And it falls under the model really of what you need is family systems therapy. But the problem is they're not here in the family court system. And the reason most therapists are failing is they don't follow a plan. They don't have a proven model that works. And when you have it dialed in, the first phase is equipping you with a plan for the family. When you understand what's happening, everybody is involved, then you know how to build from there. So depending on the family's needs will depend on what type of reunification protocol you'll implement. And you will know exactly what protocol is going to work with the family. We take all the guesswork out of it in our reunification certification program. And what I'm sharing with you in the reunification plan architect is really just the third step in the coach reunification program. And our program is the clearest and most predictable, proven system for anyone serious about doing what it takes to achieve family reunification in their business. So if you want to improve parent-child relationships, create cohesive, happy families, and follow a methodology that works, a reunification methodology that works, then we partner with each of our coaches during the certification process, and we work with you to achieve each step in the exact order. So the first phase is discover and decode, and we will help you utilize the investigated and analysis system. And that really helps you strengthen parent-child connections by understanding through strategic interviews, following specific plans, specific questions. We dive deeper into gathering that information using our unique system so that you know exactly what documents to gather, exactly what questions to ask each family members, no guessing. So it's an easy to implement, easy to follow process. Then we go into dynamics decoder. So once we have all the information, then this ensures that our coaches and mental health professionals who are becoming coaches pinpoint the problem so that you can create the appropriate intervention fast. You have to have all of the information. First, you need to know what's going on. Then you need to decode it. What does it mean? And it's not enough to just gather the information. We have to make the information make sense. And this step gets missed all of the time. And we work with therapists everywhere that get stuck here. And they're not doing anything with the information oftentimes when they even get it, or they're not gathering it at all. A lot of times what we hear from parents and then therapists is, I'm just going to, get to know you, and it's talk therapy, and you're meeting with your clients, and maybe you're meeting with the child, and the child is just parenting or parroting what one parent said. And then the other parent who you're supposed to be reuniting with them is destabilized because they haven't seen their child and it's taking so long and nobody knows what's going on, and you feel frustrated and they feel frustrated and everybody's frustrated and overwhelmed. And oftentimes therapists just throw up their hands and say, there's nothing I can do. We should just listen to the child. And this is a fatal error for you as a practitioner and for the families that you work with. We must know what it is that we're looking at, what it means. Otherwise, you will not be able to effectively help the family. I can't tell you how many families we've worked with over the years whose reunification therapists have done zero historical data review, no interviews, and just start treating the family. Or they've done all these interviews, gathered all of this information, and they have no idea what it means. So there's no meaningful data output. We want to take the guesswork out of it. We want to make this easy for you. We have beautiful checklists and questionnaires and guides each step of the way to deal with this family dynamic from beginning to end. No stone gets left unturned from all various degrees of this family dynamic. So whether it's just starting, prevention, it's already happening, could be prevention and reunification, or a full emotional cutoff, reunification. So where do you need to meet the family? You meet them where they are. Whole family problem, whole family solution. So if you aren't doing the investigation and analyzing this and decoding what's going on, it's impossible. It's literally impossible for you as a mental health provider to treat it. And you as a coach, if you're a mental health provider or a coach and you're working with this family, for you to actually provide a solution. It's impossible for you not to get hooked emotionally and also by your confirmatory bias if you don't know and you're just guessing, if you aren't looking at the facts. There's no need for you as a therapist or a coach to do reunification and operate in the dark. We have the system put together for you, checklists to keep you and the clients on track and moving forward. We work alongside you in the training and make sure that you understand what you're doing each step of the way. Why try to do this on your own? Why struggle with trying to create something on your own? We already have a solution, and we've helped thousands of families reunite, and we can help you build a successful practice with evidence-based solutions in your hip pocket. No need to reinvent the wheel. So now that we have the information and we've decoded it, we've given it meaningful data output, we're ready to create a tailored solution-focused reunification plan using our intervention architect framework. And we talked a little bit about that today. And today we discussed that third step in what you need to do to build the intervention. And we successfully reunite families through court orders all the time. So we know what it takes to reunite families. And I use the term family because the child loves both parents. Even if one parent is an alienating parent and the other one is an alienated parent, the child still loves the parent. They love both of their parents. And it's our role as the practitioners, as the reunification experts, as the specialists, to get it right from the beginning. We can no longer operate below professional standards. We must do it right from the beginning. And I get it. I get why many people haven't been doing it right, because you haven't had the tools and the resources. I understand that the system has been infected with the pathology and leading a lot of well-intended professionals down the rabbit hole of no solution. But that stops here and now. I'm here to tell you that we have a solution, a step-by-step process that works. So once we've done the investigation, we've got the first phase in the bucket, we've got the foundation, we've discovered and decoded what's going on in the family. It's now time to recover and rebuild. So that's phase 2. And in our training, we put the plan in action, and the first up is the child champion process. And we ensure success with our clients so that they can help heal and support the affected children. The core mechanism for ensuring that the child is kept safe is to make sure that there are safety measures and plans put in place based on a plan. For those of you that are mental health providers, you are trained to assess, diagnose, and have a treatment plan. This is really no different. This is about understanding what's going on, having decoding it, diagnosing it, and then having a solution-focused plan. Whether you or the therapist have a treatment plan, or if you're doing this as a reunification coach, you have a solution-focused plan. You have a plan. 1 leads to 2, leads to 3, leads to 4. Okay, so the child champion is important. Then we move to the next, which is the parental engagement system. This is how we resolve those high-stake, high conflict family situations so that reunification can happen. We empower and include both parents to engage in the process. And then the last step in the recover and rebuild stage is to really customize the bonding catalyst process. Now, research has shown that when we have an effective reunification plan, each and every day it works like clockwork. And the fear of not bonding is an underlying unconscious motivating drive in most pathogenic parents that is driving alienating behavior. So we have to know how to resurface healthy bonds, not unhealthy bonds. We have to untangle the unhealthy bond and reset the family dynamic. And now that the family is moving along, we step into the final phase of the process, which is the restore and reunite. Once we have discovered and we've decoded and we've put our reunification plan in action, we've started to recover and rebuild the relationship. We've empowered the whole family solution. Everybody's involved working forward instead of taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, which is what's happening in reunification around the world. If you don't involve everyone, then you're missing the point and the opportunity to heal the transgenerational trauma in the family. So most reunification therapy fails before they ever get to having some kind of long-term success. And our protocols keep you moving forward by helping you monitor and maintain progress and prevent relapse. And our unique model called the Progress Sustainer helps you achieve success and stay on the success path long-term. Each step of the way, there is a check and a balance so that you are not left wondering what to do next. We've got you. So when you're monitoring progress, you can make sure that you're taking measures to measure that progress. And when you do this, you can track where the family is, where they get stuck. If they've had a setback, address it quickly by knowing exactly what's going on and what to do about it before things get out of hand. You have your finger on the pulse. And we use these systems even when we recover the most alienated kids in court-ordered programs with temporary no contacts and the reintegration with the pathogenic parent after that. We successfully do this. And the reason we do this is we're monitoring. We know exactly what's happening. We know. And when we know, we can help the family. This is not about judgment. This is not about blame. This is about reintegration. It's not about elimination. Children love both parents, and a reunification model that includes all members of the family, even when there's a protective separation, is mission critical. This follows the plan or the process, even that Child Protective Services use for psychological or physical and sexual abuse. This is the format. They first protect. So in some of the severe cases, they protect, they educate and rehabilitate, and they reintegrate. It's the same process, right? Some kids in some situations don't need protection. Some situations do. But having a reunification protocol or protocols, systems, knowing exactly which one will work for which type of family, then all the guesswork is taken out of it. And then the final step in the Reunification Coach Mastery Program, certification program, is to ensure that you can navigate all the ethical and legal challenges using our ethics and license protection system. We have empowered parents for almost 2 decades, and they are aware that the solution exists, and they're no longer allowing the secrecy and the lack of progress in the reunification space. They want answers and solutions now and quickly. And if you want to be a part of the solution-focused team, we are the answer. We have a solution, a step-by-step process to take you as the practitioner each step of the way from beginning to end. No stone is left unturned. No longer do you need to be left in the dark wondering what to do and how do I do it. We've got you. So if you want to get crystal clear on the exact steps that you should be following right now to achieve family reunification success, then book a call in the link below or in the comments and schedule a call with somebody on my team so they can get clear on what's holding you back and they'll map out the step-by-step process with you. And if it's a good fit, we decide it's a good fit for us to work together, then you can enroll in our Family Reunification Coach Mastery Certification Program. Just know that this is only for you if you are ready to commit to achieving family reunification for your clients in your practice, that you're open working closely with me, a coach, to become a certified reunification coach, that you're willing to follow a step-by-step process, and you're ready to make long-lasting change for the well-being of the families that you serve. And if that's you, click the link, schedule a call, a free strategy session with somebody on my team. And we look forward to speaking with you. I do want to also share just briefly here that we have had some requests from people who have watched some of my training and are interested in becoming a coach, but not necessarily a reunification coach. We have relaunched our co-parenting coach certification as well. So we have 2 levels that is required and part of the reunification coach training. So if you sign up and you become part of our reunification coach certification, then the co-parenting coach certification is part of the training. If you're just interested in co-parenting coach training, we have that as well. It is an online certification program now, and you can speak to somebody on my team and they'll be happy to walk you through what's included in that program and how you can enroll. So in the co-parenting coach certification, that is an online course. You can take it at your own pace. It is a required part of the reunification coach certification. You would get that in that training. But for those that are asking, and the reason we're getting a lot of calls about it right now is Dr. Childress has posted about referring to coaches, and some people are interested in getting on the referral list with Dr. Childress. If that's you, then connect with us and we can talk about the 2 levels of certification with you. And if it makes sense to enroll, we'll get you enrolled so that you can be part of the referral program. So I again want to thank you so much for listening, for participating, for being a part of my community, and for doing the work to help recover families. Thank you so much. Let's go recover families and kids. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.